All right. It says we're live. Are we live?
Let me says we're live, so let's just this is a different way we're going.
Yeah, we usually use OBS because we can throw pictures up and do stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot of pictures, everything.
And so tonight, no pictures, no nothing. Everything's all on the other computer. We had to shut everything down. So,
yeah.
Hello, guys. It's Danny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead. So I see a few people are finding us. I'm not sure how it's probably going to be kind of weird because we've not done a live stream this way except when we were in town.
Yeah, when we were in town, we did one. So,
can you hear us? All that stuff.
Oh, they said, well, there you are. So evidently.
All right, I don't know. Can you hear us?
Good to see you. Happy birthday, Mr. Thank you so much for the happy birthdays.
They're all saying hello, but now does anybody see?
Oh man!
Can anybody hear us?
Yeah,
okay. Susan said yes. Okay.
The problem is we just went through a 2-hour bad electrical storm.
Yeah. Lightning was popping very close to the house everywhere.
Everywhere. Water, it rained so hard. Water was washing all over everything. I mean, it was pretty rough there for a while.
And it popped at least 3 times within the close vicinity of the house. And one time I jumped big time.
Yeah, one time it was really close. Matter of fact, as soon as it was over, I jumped on the Ranger and ran around everywhere to check all the fences and gates and, roads and stuff. And there was water still coming over the roads in lots of places. So it was pretty bad. But when the heat index today was 108, I told Wanda when I went outside at dinner, it was 108 degrees. I told her, I said, Wanda, it's gonna rain bad today. It's got to. I said it's just too hot. You couldn't even breathe. It was so hot.
Yeah. Danny is 61. Somebody asked how old you were.
Oh yeah, I'm 61 years old.
I don't know. I guess I could do a pop out with this.
What state are we in? We're in southern Mississippi. You can do the pop out with this one. Yeah, you can drag it over.
Okay. This might help us because I was trying to read some little bitty chat that wasn't helping matters none. Okay. Now, it's been bad. Yeah, the weather's been really bad this summer.
Yes, we got our replacement pears. They were a total different kind of pear. This time they sent them in gallon containers, and the trees were like, I don't know, 6 feet tall or taller. I mean, and they had some roots on them this time. And so far, knock on wood, they're still doing pretty good.
They were a different variety, though.
Total different variety, though.
But that's okay. So it's great. Lippy found us.
Hey, sweetheart. Good to see you on here tonight.
She said,
that's my daughter Jennifer telling me happy birthday.
Okay. One thing we had pictures and stuff, so we're not going to be able to do any of that kind of stuff. But let me try and think what I even had going on. Today is Danny's birthday. Last Saturday I thought it would have been like Thursday or Friday. I didn't look at the calendar, so it actually is his birthday. But we had his birthday party last week, so y'all go back and see. So tonight we're just going to kind of just answer questions and chill. But we did have a few things, and I don't have pictures, so I'm gonna have to just do it this way. Lorraine sent some gifts and some towels, a pot. She sent like a box full of stuff. So thank you, Lorraine. These are beautiful. I love this like sunflower type stuff. That's what I have in the canning kitchen out there. So I did have a picture of everything, and we got all kinds of, let's see what that, I'm not sure what that one is. Daryl, we got something from Daryl. Okay. Then Nanny Joyce, this is Miss Lippy's mother-in-law, sent this one. And then she sent this one for, Nanny Joy sent this one for the anniversary. The first one was Danny's birthday. This one was for the anniversary.
Thank you, Brenda, for doing that.
Mr. Brian Bean sent this one for Danny. Donna, this is my friend from Arizona, sent this one. And Brian Lowry sent this one. Is it reading it backwards?
No, it didn't.
Okay. And Brian Lowry sent another one. This is for the anniversary. So we want to thank you guys for the gifts and the things. And
here's
Jan.
Not a Real Farm sent this shirt here. I've been wearing this one now.
Yeah, I just washed it and took it out of the...
Yeah, Wanda just got it cleaned up. I've been wearing a fool out of this shirt.
He kind of likes it. And the front has the International Harvester sign on it. And so he's kind of liking that. Billy and Michelle from Permapasture Farms sent this today. I don't know how it's doing. There we go. And they sent us some bone sauce.
Yeah, some bone sauce because the deer, guys, we got a video coming up about this. Monday, the deer are destroying everything. I mean, they are just... They're right up here in my yard. I mean, and that has not happened since Wanda and I have been married. The deer have not come up in the yard. I mean, they come in the fields every now and then, but not right here in the yard. Walk around my truck, my vehicles, walking all up and down the cattle chutes and my cattle lanes and all that kind of stuff. It's just crazy.
Yeah, so we're going to be trying Billy's bone sauce and see how if we can keep them out of the front. And they've not bothered the back a lot. They did for a while, but they're kind of let that go for right now. They're enjoying the front. And so thank you, Billy and Michelle. The other thing, y'all see this? I don't know if y'all can read that or not. It's a
mossy oak
hat. We got a couple of shirts, and I wore one of them this week. It's kind of like, it's supposed to keep you cool. So I'm trying that shirt out just to see it. It worked pretty good on me the other day, I think. And you want to tell them how come you got mossy oak? If they didn't see the video.
Oh.
I did have pictures, but I don't have
we had pictures and everything. We just couldn't do the other. OBS wouldn't let us get on tonight. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's really fuzzy because we're using the camera from the computer instead of a webcam because it wouldn't let us get on any other way. So I know it's fuzzy. I'm sorry about that.
I mean, on our end, it's perfectly crystal clear, but we got a bad reception tonight.
We do have a double fence and like Living Traditions. We have actually four fences.
We have four fences.
They cleared 4 fences before they got
the double fences don't work. I'm going to just tell you, I show in the video, the fences are double right at my garden, and then 15, 20 more feet, there's double fences again. They just pile over every one of them and just come right on in. They don't. They walk between 3 foot wide spaces. I mean, they squeeze in their body between 2 objects I have there and walk in between it. I mean, so anyway, a while ago, somebody asked from Oklahoma, said they had their high tone, just got their top on it, and wanted to know what they could plant for the winter in there. And I mean, you can do lots of things for the winter. You can do cabbage, broccoli, gosh, your greens can all be done in there. Carrots can be put in them. You can do peppers. It just depends on how warm you keep it. We made it through most of the winter with ours. We
made it through the winter and the summer. We're doing both, and so far we've had a mild summer this time so far.
Our summer's been really up until about 2 days ago.
Yeah, and so we're gonna see how everything does. But what I have in my high tunnel right now, I just put up a video on Crazy Days. Showing mine and Danny's. I did a sneak peek into Danny's high tunnel too on Crazy Days a while ago, and it's all doing pretty good. I had to down mine because I had all stuff that had run its course and finished it, but now we're starting into actual summer stuff like field peas and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's the high tunnels are very productive. I mean, I have to admit that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go get something and I want to show them. I don't know if they can see it very well or not, but I'm gonna grab something. I'll be right back.
Jennifer, I did see you found some jars somewhere and that you were doing salsa, so that's great. We may have some pears for you if you're interested in pears before long. All right, so we had Cuz and his daughter Lauren come. Y'all saw the video where we did with them. We had a great time, and Danny was just super excited.
Oh, I was super excited.
And I think Cuz was about as excited as Danny was. And I did have pictures of these, but he's going to have to show you.
I'm going to show you in person what's growing in the high tunnel and show you the abilities of these high tunnels. Now, lots of people have doubted me, and they've said, "Well, I don't see a video of this," or "I don't think you're telling the truth." I'm going to show you something here. I want you guys to look at this. You see these here?
All right, this is my thumb.
This is Wanda's thumb. Look at this. This is just one.
Yeah, and that may not even be the biggest.
That's just one I grabbed up off the top right here.
These are the Freedom Blackberries. We ordered these from.
Look at that.
Where do we get these from?
Look how big those things are.
Did we get these from Grower Solution?
Or
did we get them from Gurney's?
I think we got them from Gurney's.
They may have came from Gurney's, but I mean, I don't remember. It was either Grower Solution or
It was Gurney's. I'm pretty sure it was Gurney's.
And
I mean, I can lay them in the palms of my hand here. Look how big that berry is laying in the palm of my hand.
Yeah, do it this way.
Look at that. That thing is huge.
See, in my hand, it covers the whole base of my hand.
It's big as a golf ball almost. I mean,
these things are amazing.
Put it back in the fridge.
And I have been picking them and putting them up. We're gonna see about doing something with them before long, but they are crazy. This is the second time they've bore in the high tunnel this summer. They just got through less than 2 months ago, and they're doing great again. So let me see what else. What else do we do? I'm trying to think. I had pictures of Cuz. I had pictures of the gifts. The snacks that Cuz and Lauren brought were all from sweet potatoes. They brought us a big box of sweet potatoes from Vardaman, Mississippi. If you don't know, Vardaman, Mississippi is considered the sweet potato capital.
Yeah.
And so they brought a box of sweet potatoes. Then the sweet potato sweets. They picked up some of those. They were amazing. And I was going to show you what they look like, but okay, we don't have any video. And some of them are bonbons, muffin tops. I forgot 2 other kind of things. It was really amazing. They all taste great. And I did duplicate the muffin tops, and I did an amazing job. They tasted awesome. And I sent Lippy the recipe and asked her to try it. So she hasn't got back with me. She hasn't made it yet, but we'll see if my new sweet potato recipe is going to be a hit. It was for me.
Ray Ferguson has said it's raining up in Tylertown. I asked me, was it raining here? Ray, a while ago, we got 2 hours of one of the worst severe electrical storms I think we've ever had, and it flooded. I mean, it literally flooded. Water was running over everything.
Nadia wants to know, she's in Florida, she's getting a lot of rain. Will that ruin her potatoes?
If they stay in the water too much, yes, they'll blister. Right. They sure will.
Lippy says she'll try the recipe tomorrow. We'll know if my recipe's a hit or not. If Buddy likes it and Lippy approves it, we're good. I'm trying to think what else I had. The rocking chairs. We did a video with our rocking chairs. A lot of people asked where we got them, and we got them from Jack's Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. So
we went over to the plant and patio, and they had some patio furniture. We just wasn't happy with any of the patio furniture, so we went back to their lumber home improvement place, and sat in these rockers, and we liked the rockers, so we just brought 2 rockers home.
Yeah, the rockers are nice. They're
We
really
sat in
nice.
them today for a while.
And guys, this is the crazy thing. Up until about, well, at dinner today, Wanda and I were sitting out on the patio on the back of her she shed, and the wind was coming out of the north, and it was actually cool.
It was crazy.
It was actually crazy. I mean, the middle of July, the wind was coming out of the north. It was cool. 3 hours later, it was 108-degree heat index, screaming hot. And then all of a sudden, we have the worst severe electrical storm. I mean, it was just crazy.
Our high tunnels are 16 by 36.
Yes.
Somebody was asking.
16 by 36.
Yeah.
And normally, for the state of Mississippi where we're located at, we get about 64 to 66 inches of rain a year. We've already met that here at Deep South Homestead this year. So we're a little over a half a year. We done got a whole year's worth of rain, and we haven't even went into hurricane season hardly when we have hurricanes yet. So there's no telling by the end of December this year just exactly how much rain we're going to end up with.
Yeah, because we've already gotten a lot for July.
Vicky wants to know, what is the best soil to use for blueberries in containers? It really doesn't matter, Vicky, as long as it's acidic. You want a pH of about 5.5. As long as you get that, it really doesn't matter.
Yes, you can can potatoes before they're cured. I do a lot
Yes.
because that way I can leave the skins on. If I don't want to peel them, I just scrub them down and cut them up and put them in jars. Once they're cured, you pretty much have to peel them, or your skins are tough.
Backyard Prepping says, praise the Father, my rabbit had her babies. It went from 2 to 9 bunnies. And them 9 bunnies will go to like 40 in another few months if you're not careful.
We actually had a second hen sitting, and yesterday she had 3 babies, and she hasn't had, I don't think any more have hatched today. And so let's pray. Danny got the last, when the last mama had her babies, we lost them to a big rat.
To a giant rat, big as a squirrel.
And so Danny got the rat. So
I actually shot him with a gun.
Yeah. And so I'm hoping, we don't have any problems. Hadn't had any today, but I hadn't been out in the last little bit. It was raining so hard, but we got to go check on them and see how it went.
What's your favorite thing to can?
My favorite?
Yeah.
Probably jellies and fruits. The pears
look awesome. They're so pretty.
They go in the jar and they just look like beautiful white stuff in the jar. They're just amazing. I like color, so I like anything with color. It doesn't matter.
Do we use peat moss for acidity purposes? No, we don't usually bring anything like that. We just use add sulfur if we need to, but our soil is naturally at a 5.5, so we don't really have to add anything in the wild. But if we have to, it's usually just you go to a feed store and buy sulfur.
Jennifer said she would want some pears, so probably what, next week?
Yeah, probably next week sometime, Jennifer. You can come get some pears.
Maybe by the end of next week, I'll let you know, but soon. We make pear butter the same way as apple butter, or do you make it? I guess so. I'd make pear sauce. I use it the same way I do applesauce. I just use pears. And so I'm sure you could do the same thing with the apple butter, making pear butter. It would work the same. I use pears instead of apples all the time for everything. Can you plant butternut squash in the fall? If you have enough days to get it growing, I guess.
High tunnels are 14 by 72, having serious ventilation problems. Temps get over 120 degrees during the day, even with one side up 3 feet. You've got to have ventilation in the very peak. If you don't have the ventilation in the very peak of it, you're not going to be able to control that temperature.
Yeah.
We have one of ours has self-opening vents at the top. Wanda's has a big giant fan in the top of hers and a louver on the other end.
And we have to keep those open.
They stay open, yes.
If I close them down, it gets too hot because the heat rises and then it starts filling the whole thing up with heat. And ours are only open 3 feet
3 feet on the side.
on the sides and the doors. So we have to have that ventilation. And the last 2 days, we've had the fans going.
Yeah. Where can I find some cheesecloth that's made in the United States?
Good luck.
Good luck with that one.
I don't know. Thank you, Gerard.
Definitely appreciate it. Appreciate it, Gerard. Gahard, however you say it's Gerard.
Gerard. Let me see what I'm seeing now. Do y'all have any experience with pawpaws? Nope.
No, we don't. Pawpaws don't really grow here very well, so we don't have a lot of experience with them.
I never tried squash relish, but I made pear relish last year, and it was really good. I don't know if I'll make any more this year. I might. We've got so many pears to list. I may make a variety of pear stuff. Where can I buy Trello beans for seed? I don't know. They are hard to come by. I think Baker's Creek, maybe.
Baker's Creek may have them, but
that's where we got original.
That's where we got our original ones. I mean, we have plenty now, but I mean, it's
And I'm trying to think. There was another place.
Yeah, I was trying to think of it.
I don't remember. Most of them have sold out because there was such a limited amount of seeds.
Yeah.
You just have to hit every place. Maybe Shumway's may have it. I will check them.
How can I root grapes from a cutting? Just take one of the grapevines and take your knife and scrape the bark off of it just a little bit on one side, lay it on the ground, cover it up with dirt, put a brick on top of it, and by winter time it should be rooted.
I do not make chow, and I do not hunt for morel mushrooms. I'm not a mushroom person.
We don't have morel mushrooms here anyway. Plus, we don't eat mushrooms.
Yeah.
Do you can with an electric canner or stovetop canner? We use a Presto canner. We use a stovetop canner. We have both. We have electric stovetop canner, and we have electric stove we can on, and we can on a gas stove. Let me clarify that.
Yeah, I do not use an electric canner.
No, we don't use that.
Okay. Have you ever grown olives? We have an olive tree. It has produced a few, but they never get ready. They usually, in our heat in the summer, usually shrivel up and fall off. We do have a cherry tree. We do have plum trees.
We have persimmon trees. I mean, we have both wild persimmons and tame persimmons. We have
almost.
We can the persimmons. When we get the persimmons, we can them, and Miss Wanda makes like, what is it, a persimmon cake?
Persimmon pudding pie.
Pudding pie or something like that.
But you don't can them. I put them in the freezer.
That is true. They do. If you can't can them, if you do, they become astringent.
Yeah. Persimmons is one of those things that you have to mash all the pulp out and simply take the pulp and put it in freezer bags and use it like you would straight off the tree. Because if you take and put it in a jar, it tends to get, like you said, astringent, and it tastes horrible. I think the Max popped in.
They did. I see people saying, hey.
How do you start a fig cutting and when?
Fig cuttings are really easy to start. You can basically just cut the end of a limb off and dip it in some rooting hormone and put it in some wet peat moss or something in a cup and put a little tin over the top of it. Usually it'll just take right off.
Excuse me. Somebody says, how do you, let's see, no, what did I say? I've never had a fresh fig. How does it compare to a fig Newton? 100% better than a fig Newton.
Yeah. Way better.
Totally different taste. Yeah. It's nothing like a fig Newton.
Right.
Now I like fig Newtons, but no, fresh figs are nothing like a fig Newton.
Danny, do you listen to Bible prophecy teachers, and who do you like? I don't really listen to very many people at all, to be honest with you. The only people I ever occasionally listen to would be somebody like Perry Stone.
Jonathan Cahn.
Jonathan Cahn. I will listen to Jonathan Cahn once in a blue moon. And I don't like to be persuaded by other people. I just read the Bible myself and, depend on the Spirit to tell me.
Yeah, we hardly ever listen to a whole lot of anything, even YouTubers. The very,
Yeah, we don't even listen to
few
very many YouTube
channels
channels.
do we even pop into occasionally. My roses are doing great, even with the rain. They've bloomed several times. They're blooming for about the second or third time, and the rain kind of gets them after a day or two, but they're blooming and doing good.
Black Pack Homestead, Chris and Morella Ogden, thank you so much for that.
Yes, thank you. With the rain, everything, it'll come out and look good, but within 2 days, everything's turning weird and looking weird because of so much rain.
USBP Phillips said they're in the west central of New Mexico, and they've had 2 days. They've received 10 inches of rain. I've been seeing the monsoon rains that y'all have, and I'm sorry to say, but it's probably not over. We've got a system coming across Florida that's going to come across the Gulf of Mexico and go all over into Texas, and it may come straight to you. So you may get even more.
Will our brown turkey figs produce twice a year? Usually, no. But last year we did get a second little crop, not a big crop,
not
but just
a big crop.
Now his grandpa's fig is the big
fig.
It produces sometimes 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And this year it's got some on it. They just aren't big enough.
Which figs are the best? I guess it depends on what part of the country you live in. Down in the Deep South, the brown turkeys, the LSU figs.
We had something else too.
The Celeste is another good one. But if you live up north, there's a lot of different varieties you can grow up there too.
Besides pickles, what else can you do with cucumbers? Well, I made a cucumber soup. I've freeze dried and dehydrated cucumbers before. There's not a lot you can do with it. I also juiced them and kept the juice in ice cubes, froze it, and put it in a Ziploc for future use as a cool drink. You know, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can freeze the slices and take them out later and put them in drinks.
What's the best time of the year to plant blueberries? Undoubtedly, it would be the fall. The fall, to me, is the best time to plant them. They have all winter to get their root system established, even though they're sitting there dormant. They get watered in good while they're sitting there dormant. The dirt gets packed around them good. I think the fall is the best time.
Mm-hmm.
Mama tried, said her brown turkeys got hit by a late frost, but is now covered in figs. Ours did the same thing.
Somebody's asked about the Egyptian walking onions. And so what happened with those, I had 2 or 3 people that got some of those and we were out. We didn't have a whole lot. So I never put them up on Etsy. There'll probably be some more in the future. I did put a few up on Etsy and I had people get some also. The few that went up on Etsy sold the first day. The multiplying onions is something that everybody asked about. Danny and I just replanted all the multiplying onions instead of selling them. And we have one big, huge bed and they are multiplying now. So in the future, we may have some for sale. We needed a good stash before we started selling.
What is the best time to plant raspberries? It's going to be the fall, just like anything else. They don't do good here anyway, but that's
brown turkey figs are sweet.
Yes. My pepper plant suddenly wilted overnight. Any ideas what I can do? They were watered well. It sounds like they may be watered too well.
There's that wilt thing that's going around with the tomatoes is also hitting peppers.
It's hitting peppers, tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, and eggplants are all becoming susceptible to this bacterial wilt that's actually going around.
And when it hits, they'll be beautiful one day and wilt and die over the next day.
What can I do about apple cedar rust on fruit trees? If you have any cedar trees around, first thing you need to do is cut them. Get rid of them.
When do we butcher our Dexters? So far, we haven't.
Oh, the best time to butcher a Dexter is at about 14 to 15 months because that's when they're about fixing to be totally mature. And they're probably muscled out about as good as they're going to be by 15 months. So that's probably the best time.
And we don't have any males that old. So
No, ours is not quite that age yet.
our oldest male is maybe 6 months.
Oh, he's older than 6 months. He's
6 or 8.
probably getting close to 8 now.
Yeah, he's not big enough. So
how do I get rid of cabbage worms? It's called BT, Bacillus thuringiensis. It's an organic spray that kills all worms. It doesn't matter what worm it is. It kills all worms, whether it's in a corn, cabbage. It doesn't matter. Tomato worms, whatever. BT gets rid of all worms. Army worms, all of them.
if you want tender grass fed, wait till 36 months. Oh, we don't have that long to wait.
I can't wait 3 years, 3 years on a cow. I'd have so much invested in him until.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, you'd be way upside down.
Yeah.
We processed a 16-month-old Dexter bull for ground beef. Best lean ground beef we've ever had.
We hope.
We'll probably do the same thing. We'll probably be around, that age, pretty close to it. We didn't castrate ours. That's one thing we did not do because we plan on actually butchering him before he becomes mature enough to be breeding age.
We hope.
We hope, yeah.
But we'll see. Trying to think what else we had going on this week. Mainly figs and pears.
Well, when Cuz from Mossy Oak came down, I mean, that was a big deal for us. I mean, we shot a podcast August the 3rd. You can go watch a podcast. It's called A Fistful of Dirt with Mossy Oak Properties. It'll be on iTunes or Spotify, Stitcher, yeah.
Right,
or you can go to their webpage.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is on August the 3rd, when they send me the link, like the 2nd or whatever, Danny's going to do a video and we're going to throw it up on August the 3rd. And we're going to put the link to their website that takes you directly to the podcast. Now, you won't be able to see the podcast. It's only listen. And what happens is that will take you, and you don't have to have an app on your phone or your computer, because a lot of people will tell us we don't have an app for Spotify. We don't have an app for iTunes.
You can download it in about 5 minutes. I mean, yeah. I did.
But we'll have a way for you to go without having to do that. It'll be just a quick link to click and listen. And so I know sometimes Danny says you can go watch it. Actually, you're not going to be watching anything. You're going to be listening. So.
Yeah, it's just it's a podcast, and that's common sense. You're not watching,
some people don't understand what a podcast is.
Well, I guess not, but I would think that most people would know what it is.
We have some that don't.
What is our favorite pie or dessert? Mine is sweet potatoes.
I love, I guess, German chocolate cake is one of my favorites. And if I had to have a second, it would be an Italian cream cheese cake. Those are my 2 favorite cakes. What
vegetable do we grow the most each year? Probably tomatoes, huh? Or squash.
What do we grow the most?
What vegetable?
Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes. Is that classified as a vegetable? I don't know if that's a vegetable.
No, I give up.
I mean, because it's in the
it doesn't matter. It's a vegetable.
It's in the morning glory family.
It don't matter. It's a vegetable.
Okay, I was thinking more of tomatoes, peppers.
This man overthinks things.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a veggie.
Yeah, Jennifer's got mine. Mine was a 4-layer delight. That's my favorite dessert.
And I wanted to make that so bad today, but he's been staying off of a lot of things, and that's one thing I cannot make him right now.
Oh, I would eat it too.
I think he would eat it and just kill over.
I would eat it. It just kill over.
Double over.
I would double over in pain, but I would still eat it.
Yeah, I almost made it today, and I thought, no, he'd be hurting all day. He'd probably be hurting a week.
But we plant more sweet potatoes than we do anything else.
Oh, she said pie dessert. Oh, if it's a pie, I like French coconut pie. That's probably one of my all-time favorites.
Well, mine would be the sweet potato pie because that's what you make for me is a sweet potato pie.
Are we interested in beekeeping? No.
No. I used to keep bees. I'm not keeping bees no more.
You grow Mississippi mud sweet potatoes.
Uh,
No, we grow.
we go red, Puerto Rican, sweet potatoes and white Nancy Halls and Triumph and different ones.
Oh.
Do you like cheesecake? We love cheesecake. Cheesecake just don't love us.
I love cheesecake.
Yeah.
I could eat cheesecake. Yeah. They don't like Danny too well. When would be a good time to let rattlesnake beans go to seed for drying? While it's really hot right now.
I just let them, I mean, anytime you want to. I've got rattlesnake beans hanging on the fence up here that the deer eat all the leaves off of, but they left the beans. I'm going to let them go to seed.
What would you still like to learn to do?
What would I still like to learn to do? That is a good question.
Is there anything you don't know how to do?
That's what I have to think about first is what I not know how to do.
And what would you learn? Y'all must
I don't actually know. I really don't know what I'd like to learn how to do. I've done everything I've ever wanted to do. I don't know if there's anything I've not ever done. I mean, really.
Is there nothing that you want to learn?
No, everything I've ever wanted to do, I've done.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'll have to think about that.
Do you know how to knit?
Actually, I've crocheted. What's one where you use a hoop in you? Embroidery. I used
to know how to embroider.
I used to do a lot of embroidery. I did it very well because it kept my hands and my fingers really limber, kept my eyesight really good.
Because he had an accident and he needed something to do.
ABCYXYZ said fly a plane. I've actually flown an F-16 simulator. So, I mean, I can fly.
Simulator. He just wouldn't fly with him.
I wouldn't fly with me, but I mean, I have flown the F-16 simulator. What do we plant in the fall garden? We plant anything this wintertime. I mean, we plant turnip greens, mustard greens, tender greens, broccoli, kale, cauliflower, you name it. Rutabagas, we plant all this stuff. Do I know how to fly a hot air balloon? No, but I've never had a desire to do that. So, I mean,
do you think we'll be closed down for a second time in the fall?
There's a really good possibility if nothing changes. I'm gonna call it the DV. It has to, if y'all know what that stands for, they're talking about it's becoming extremely rampant, and if something ain't done, they're gonna have to do something. So I'm not saying they're going to shut us down, but it would not surprise me.
Do we eat meat at every meal since it's so expensive? Well, Danny has to have.
I have to have meat every meal.
And we found a way not to have to pay too bad of a price because we have a friend that owns a
butcher shop,
meat processing plant.
Yeah.
And we bought half a beef one time. And this past time we bought the whole beef. It was a small cow. It wasn't a huge.
Yeah, it was a yearling.
And we bought, the whole thing. And we just, instead of paying out money every week, we paid it out one time for the whole year. And when you do that, I think it averaged out about under $6.
Under $6 a pound, and that's for steaks and everything. Steaks, roasts. I mean, ground beef. You name it, everything in the whole cow.
And it's worked out well for us by doing it that way. And if we start to run out, she's just 20 minutes away and we can run over there, and she does have some beef and stuff that we can get then. But she raises these and we know where they come from.
Are we coming to the Heartland picnic in Kentucky? No, we actually run a homestead. When you really run a real homestead, you can't leave. That's the drawback to having a real homestead, because you have to be here every day. When you got high tunnels and cows and chickens and stuff like this, and you can't leave because you've got to be there to open the doors on the high tunnels. You got to maintain the temperature in them. You got to water them. every day. Cattle has to be moved around every day. They've got to be fed every day.
And two, we have nobody that can watch everything. I mean, it's hard for Danny to ride. He even going to town is tough on him.
Yeah, I can't even go to town and back.
He's hurting by the time we get back.
Matter of fact, I'm hurting sitting here now. Y'all will see me lean forward. You'll see me sit back. It's because I'm in pain.
Yeah. And two, if this bee thing is going crazy this fall, I don't want to be traveling.
Right.
I don't want to be stopping at hotels, stopping at restaurants, stopping at gas stations. You just don't know going through one city after another what you're exposed to. At least here in our town, we know what we know, and we do have cases here in our town. So it's not like we don't have them.
I've got a best friend that's in very good shape physically. Came down with the virus, and he's in intensive care in an induced coma right now. They don't even know if he's going to live.
Yeah.
Do we plant butter beans? Yes, we plant butter beans. We plant butter beans. We plant butter peas. We plant all of them.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm trying to think what else.
Not a real farm says, if I left my greenhouse and didn't open the door, things would die. That's exactly right. They will.
I forgot to turn the fans on. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah.
Because we're used to it not needing the fans. We've not had to have the fans, but just once in a blue moon in the last couple of months because it's been reasonable. And I didn't go out there and turn the fans on. I opened the doors, thank goodness. And about lunchtime, Daddy said, did you turn the fans on? I said, no. He said, it's about 100 degrees heat index out there. And I said, oh my goodness. So he ran, switched all the fans on and brought the temperature back down. But the temperature was probably in the high 90s, close to 100.
Jen.
What'd she say?
Jen from the nut house. She says, I'm licking every doorknob and every handrail and everything I can. Oh, that's funny. Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure she's traveling.
She's traveling a lot. Her and Mike's traveling a lot. I think he said he was in Tennessee, wasn't he?
I think so.
Think so, yeah.
Country Homestead Preacher. We closed on our house Wednesday, further toward debt free. Yes.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Persistence. You just stay persistent and keep praying, and God will open doors. And right now, it shouldn't be any problem selling a place. I mean, because everything we look at everywhere, man, is selling like crazy.
What's the best use for cherry tomatoes? I took some the other day and I put them in the juicer steamer and made juice and canned the juice. Because you can't peel those little things. And it's easier just to juice them down. Just saying.
What temperatures do we keep our high tones? They range between 70 and 95.
Unless we forget to open them. And it goes on up to 100 and 105.
Yeah.
What is the weirdest thing you've ever tried to grow?
Chiotes. I grew some chiotes here, gosh, probably 10 years ago. That was the weirdest thing in the world I ever tried to grow.
She's found 30 acres with a shop and ponds and a garden. Wow.
Wow. Now that's nice.
She's going back tomorrow.
All right.
That's pretty cool.
I seen where somebody said they had just paid their place off. Yes, that's the greatest thing.
Do you sell sweet potato seeds? There are no
such thing as sweet potato seeds.
Sweet potatoes are made from slips. Danny has a book called Sweet Potato Manual that tells you all about it. We also have videos, a whole playlist on sweet potatoes, anything you need to know about sweet potatoes except how to keep the deer out of them.
Yeah. Like it says, reducing red meat consumption can reduce inflammation and pain. I'm going to die anyway, so I have to have protein every 2 hours in my body, and I can't eat beans and lentils and stuff like that because of my heart. So I have to have meat.
He has to have something.
And really, I don't care if they shut the nation down. I wish they would shut it down again, because the more they shut it down, the more people come to the realization of what it means to survive. And And I'm all for that. I mean, if they tell us we got to shut down again, I ain't gonna worry about it. It didn't bother us last time. I mean, because Wanda and I, nothing changed for us.
Yeah. Let me think. What else? I don't know if we've done anything else. I do know I need to mention. Let's see. We are having a flash sale the 30th and 31st for the Cujo shoes. Danny's going to do a video and we're going to put it up on the 29th or maybe the morning of the 30th. And that flash sale will run 30th, 31st, and you can get 15% off on those shoes. He got a new pair for his birthday, the boots.
Yep, the boots. I got some for winter time.
So he's really liking his shoes. And everybody we've talked to so far with the Cujos have liked the shoes.
Jen says there's just too much natural gas. She said, and then she had to clarify that. She says, I mean, around here, they're doing a lot of pumping, especially in Kentucky.
I was thinking Mike, but that's all right. What do you use for beetles in the outdoor garden? We don't have
a beetle problem. The only beetles we have a problem with is a flea beetle, and we use neem oil to get rid of the flea beetles.
Yeah.
Cujo, Stephen King's dog?
Yeah.
No, it's a shoe.
Yeah.
Take it easy in the heat and go fishing. It's too hot to fish right now.
Mary Ruth says she loves her shoes.
I love mine. I'm gonna tell you. I probably won't own anything else after that. I mean, that's probably my.
Where did the water wilt come from? Somebody's asked them.
Where did what come from?
That water wilt.
It probably was seeded in the clouds, to be honest with you, because it happens when it rains.
Yeah.
Not everyone can have what you have, or I couldn't read what that says. I don't expect everybody to have what I have. If you don't work hard for something, you ought not have it.
Well, no, I don't see what you're saying, but
it went over the top. Now this one, I don't see a way to back it up. Oh, okay. You can touch the screen on it.
I'm not sure.
Not everyone can have what you have. We all need to pray for compassion for each other. Yeah, you can move your fingers. Yeah, I mean, not everybody. The Bible says the poor you will have amongst you always. So, I mean, there's always going to be poor people, and there's nothing we can do about that because some people can't handle money. You could give them $1 million, and in a month's time, they'd be broke because they just don't know how to handle it, or it would make a fool out of them. And then some people, you could give them $100,000, and they'd have $1 million in 2 or 3 months because they know what they're doing. What kind of fertilizer do you use over your lime under your peach trees? We use 8-24-24 basically, but the best thing for peach trees is going to be something like fireplace ashes. Is going to be the best thing that you can probably get.
The neem oil we dilute in water and then spray it from a little pump sprayer.
Yeah, but put a little bit of dishwashing liquid now, just a touch, because so that it sticks to the leaves good, and then squirt it on
there. We bought big property and live
in a camper for now. Land. Buy yourself land and spend the time outside always. Yes, that's what I tell people. Buy land.
Snap Fresh said they picked 160 ears of corn and canned 20 pints in 14 quarts. Wow. Do we grow rhubarb? No.
No, rhubarb doesn't grow here. It's too hot. Danny, do y'all eat much deer? We eat all the deer we can get.
We have some that may be going to be tasty.
We have some that probably will
taste like sweet potatoes.
Taste like sweet potatoes, probably.
Can the fish fill the pond up? What would you think? Can the fish, I guess, fill the pond up? I guess it can overfill, I guess.
Can we have too many fish in the pond? Yeah, you can have too many fish in your pond. That's why now we are actively fishing them out, taking them out, because we have so many fish in our pond right now that it's just unreal at the amount of fish in those ponds.
Can you use pond water to water the gardens? I've been
Yes.
going out and getting some and coming in and pouring it in my greenhouse because I'm right there at it. And our goal is eventually to use the ponds to water the garden on the hills and the greenhouses. That way we have pond water with the fish, whatever in it.
Fish poop.
Yeah, that word.
How do you know when beets are ready? When they're about 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter, they should be ready to pull.
Their survival and emergency preparedness. How's it going? Thank you. We're doing great. How are you? Danny, do you have ginseng on your land? Not that I know of.
Not that I'm aware of. It doesn't grow here naturally. So, I mean, we're doing permaculture, and most of what we have here are things that just grow natural. Now, we do implement a few things in, but not anything that we're going to have to work to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Growing any rabbits currently? No, we don't grow any rabbits right now. We have too much other stuff going on right now to keep up with. We don't want to add anything else to the plate right now.
What's the best raised bed filler?
We use a mixture of our rotted soil here where we push our trash piles up. Y'all, we've got a video on that talking about filling containers. We mix that rotted dirt about halfway in our beds, and then we use something like Schultz potting soil with 9 months time release fertilizer in it to fill the other half of the bed with, and we just shovel them in together and then take soil samples and pH samples and stuff like that to know whether or not they're ready to go.
Hi, Gina in South Africa. She says she just happened to be awake at 4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Homestead Oss is in here too. Hello, she's in Australia.
That's Australia.
Okay, somebody said groundhog deterrents. What do? We don't got any.
We don't have groundhogs here. How do you kill white flies? Neem oil. Neem oil gets rid of them.
Healthy disrespect for authority says I had tractor envy from the video. We've got quite a few more.
We got several more videos coming up. I'm almost finished with it. I'm waiting on one more shipment of parts to come in.
And I will have it out from under my.
And I think that I'll be pretty much through with it.
Look,
maybe.
He moved it out, and I was so thrilled. I'm like, yes. And then a day later, he moved it back in. I'm like, oh.
I said, I got a whole nother shipment of parts coming. And when these parts get here, I think everything on the tractor will be brand new.
Not everything, but a lot.
Most everything on it will be brand new.
Do we eat poultry? Yes, we do.
Yep, we do. We raise rabbits and chickens. And
no, we don't have any rabbits now. We used to, but
I mean, we've raised rabbits. We've raised the meat chickens, and we
turkeys
and all that.
Right now, I order from what is that called? I don't forgot now. There's a place I order organic chicken from right now because we have been with the high tunnels, the ponds, and all we've been doing in the last year. We quit growing the meat birds until we can get slowed down some.
Yeah. All right, Jen. We'll see you later. Have a good evening. Let's see here.
What kind of tractor?
What kind of tractor? You haven't been watching our videos? It's a 1950 Cub Farmall.
Purdue, that's it. I'm ordering from Purdue.
I bought the tractor from a gentleman who's an elderly man who had just rebuilt the motor in it, put a new clutch and pressure plate and all that in there, throw out bearings and stuff. Worked on the brakes, and he done a little repainting on it and stuff like that. But I took it, brought it home, tore the tractor all to pieces, and have put it all back together again. How do you get rid of nematodes? In the fall, plant you some mustard greens, turnip, tender greens, whatever you want to call them, broadleaf mustard, and let them grow up. Don't do anything with them when the springtime comes. Till them all in. Wait about 3 weeks after you till them in before you plant your garden. What
size screen wire did you use on the greenhouses, and does it let the wind move good?
Yeah, we used 3-foot high roll, 1/16-inch squares on it, and it allows it's actually a hardware cloth is what it is, but the only size you can get it in was 3 foot to have that small of squares in it, so we went with 3 feet.
I do have blackberry videos probably on Deep South. I have all kinds of berry videos because I've done jelly with just about anything.
But you got a lot of them on Crazy Days too.
I have some on Crazy Days, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure blackberries may be some of my first, so it probably be on Deep or like blackberry jelly and Deep South Homestead, and it should pop up, or blackberry jelly Crazy Days, and it should pop up if we have one. Hi, Danny and Wanda from BC, Canada. Another Canadian.
Another Canadian jumping in here.
It's got so hot here, my chickens stopped laying. It's been 2 weeks.
Weeks.
Yeah, they'll probably pick back up.
They'll pick back up when it starts cooling off a little bit.
Ours hadn't stopped yet, but we've had some decent weather. You're never too old to be challenged to stretch our perspectives.
This is true. This is true. You're never too old to learn. That's what I tell everybody.
I ask them to be prepared to tell us what their favorite Danny video is, whether it's do you have a title?
That would be interesting.
I'd like to know what people's favorite Danny video is, the title of it. I know Porch Time, but do you have a favorite one? Put the titles up. That was something I wanted to do tonight because I just got all messed up when our computer wasn't working. So
yeah.
Pop up what your favorite title to the video is.
Brenda.
Dehydrated water. I knew that one was coming.
I knew that was coming. I was waiting on that one.
All right. Gemini's got my blackberry jam jelly video link there for the one that asked. Porch Time. What do you do when you've done everything you can? Let's see.
How do we store our sweet corn?
Depends on it. Chain of events.
Our sweet corn, we freeze it.
Dehydrated water. All the Porch Times. All of them. What would you do when they will not sell to you? Any videos about building structures?
Everybody seems to like Porch Time the best.
Your homestead is not a grocery store.
I remember that one.
Yeah. Dehydrated water still makes her laugh.
We mentioned Etsy. What's the name of it? It's deepsouthhomestead.etsy.com.
The ultimate smokehouse.
Yeah, the epic smokehouse.
Yeah, epic. That was kind of cousins too. Smoking cheese, tools. Anytime Danny gets on a righteous rant.
Well, I can do it every now and then. Every so often, stuff just gets to me.
All the Porch Times. Porch Time.
Do we grow honeydew melons? No, we don't grow any honeydews.
Dehydrated water. All the Porch Times. The harder hitting, the better. No favorite. I love them all. The smokehouse.
The journey. I was waiting on the journey to see if anyone remembered it.
Yeah. That was probably one of my saddest ones. I don't know. I cried after that one.
She cried after that one. She felt like that was me saying goodbye.
It just something about the journey when he ended it, it almost made you think that he was done.
Yeah.
And
I almost am, but
that's been a few years. You ain't done yet. Just keep on keeping on. The dancing in the rain, the worm farm, Porch Time in the smokehouse and seeing the cows.
Porch Time with the Grow Network.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
How is my herd of squirrels? We don't have a herd of squirrels anymore. We have just maybe 3 or 4 left.
Homestead Heart. I remember doing that. You remember doing that series?
Yeah.
We did it with Tommy and Patty Owen. Yep. Let's see. Homestead Hippie. There you go. What are you going to do now? Is one of them. Secrets to growing awesome tomatoes. Y'all,
that's the one video that we want everybody to just go.
Y'all just watch play it for days.
Yeah, just go watch it and play it. We're so close to 1 million views that we just want it to go to 1 million. I don't care what happens after that. We just want to make 1 million.
We wanted one video to finally hit 1 million views. And that one has been sitting at 900 and something thousand for months. And I put it in videos and I do all kinds of stuff trying to get people to watch that, and it'll creep up maybe 1,000. And I'm like, really? And it's just been sitting there. So y'all go play that Secrets to Awesome Tomatoes. Just put it on and let it run for days and see if I can't get it to a million. I don't know. Let's see what else. When Danny was like a ninja catching the chicken. Oh, that was when
Ashley and Dean were here. Yeah.
We were doing a
chicken butchering video.
Yeah, but we were showing them how to butcher. Yeah. We had a class, and Ashley and Dean actually let the chicken go. They were catching them and taking them out, and when they opened the cage, that one got out. And I was filming, and I was laughing because they were chasing it all over everywhere. And Danny just stood by and watched them for a few minutes, and then he walked over there and he just reached down and just grabbed it in
grabbed him in mid-flight. The rooster started flying through the air, and I just reached up and grabbed him by the legs as he flew by.
And Ashley and Dean just died. They were laughing so hard. They're like, "That's what I'm talking about." They had chased it, so they were tired. The carved spoons, yes. All things grow with love. I'd forgotten about that.
I forgot about that.
Your personal life stories, curing bacon.
Oh, the curing bacon one.
Cannon air or dehydrated water, I think is what it was.
Living your dream.
Can it be fixed? We broke the world. The curing bacon.
Yep.
So a lot of good ideas there.
Twas the night before Christmas. I remember that one when I did the rewriting the story when Dirt Patch and it was here.
Yeah, we had fun with that one.
Yeah.
We actually started that when we knew they were on the way. They were headed this way. And we sat down one night and rewrote Twas the Night Before Christmas and tried to plan it around what we wanted and decided how we would video that. And it was a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
We ought to do something fun like that again.
I don't know. That's too much fun. When you get to be our age, fun used to be dangerous.
It does.
It does. You can hurt something.
I know. We could.
You
could. It was fun. Moxley said they've watched every single video.
Yes. I love it when someone
finally somebody has
watched them all. Fistful of Dirt. Cuz was funny. Cuz is a character now. He got me whenever he said when God was giving out,
buckets
and thimbles. He was giving out, what was the word he used? I mean, it was so funny. I started laughing when I heard it. I don't even remember the words he used now, but
he said
he's giving out knowledge or something other.
When he was giving out knowledge, he said that he'd give it out in buckets and thimbles.
Yeah, buckets on one day and thimbles on the next day. And he said, I was there on thimble day.
Yeah. And you were there on bucket day.
I was there on bucket day.
And then when he and Lauren, we were headed over to the cabin, when we got over there, they rode in their truck and we took the Ranger. And he got out and he said, freeze-dried preppers. And we looked at him kind of funny, and he said, I like that term. Lauren said, we're freeze-dried preppers. And he said, because we do everything, he said, they're freeze-dried preppers. In other words, they have freeze-dried stuff stored up for prepping, and that's it.
Yeah.
And we were laughing really hard about that. So that's his new, that's probably what's going to come out a lot now. He's going to be calling himself a freeze-dried prepper.
Cuz Strickland, I dearly love the man. I have followed him on Moss Yokes, hunting the country, head back when him and Toxie first started. I've been an avid fan of Cuz's for a long time.
Oh, Granny Franny said when you and Patera were singing at the first conference a long time ago. Remember that?
I do remember
Tommy
that.
Alderman.
Me and Tommy and Patera was sitting down there at
after somebody else. No, it's mainly you three.
It's just me. It's us three. We were sitting there singing, and I enjoyed that.
We had a blast that night.
We had a blast that night with Patera and with
Starry
and Tommy. I don't think Starry. The Pratts were there. Mike and Jenny were there. I don't think it Starry never did sing with us. I think it was just me, Tommy, and Patera were the only ones.
Patty was singing
and
song.
Patty was singing song. Yeah.
And there was somebody else, and I can't. Mr. Old Alabama Gardener was there, but
he was there, but he just did.
I think he left.
He left by that time. Yeah, we were.
I don't remember. We were having so much fun. It was a blast.
Does he own Strickland Propane? I doubt Cuz owns that. Cuz has been with Mossy Oak Hunting Country since the beginning. That's probably where he first started at, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Planting carrots.
We are way past our time.
With Gemini Homestead. Yes.
All
right.
See.
We need 300 more thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah. The more times y'all hit the thumbs up,
they can only hit it one time.
I know, but the more people that hit the thumbs up, YouTube sees that people likes it and they put it more in the algorithm.
Danny, get your gun. I got a groundhog eating my pepper plants.
Well, ain't gonna do no good. I'm too far away.
Oh, y'all. Every time I turn around, he's grabbing a gun, going out the door.
Going out that door. Tell how many times a day I grab a gun and go out the door.
Because he leaves his pellet gun and stuff. He used the pellet gun, and what's the other one?
I use that 870 Remington Turkey Special. That baby will reach out there and touch them now.
He leaves them in the house, and he comes running in, getting them, and going back out. I
got the pistol with me usually, but I don't want to shoot some things with the pistol. So I'd rather just get the other gun. Pellets are cheap, and the air rifle does a fantastic job.
Your thoughts on rabbits for dog food?
In an SHTF situation. When it comes to an SHTF situation, dogs are going to have to go. I'm going to tell you. You'll die if you have a dog. I hate to be cruel, and I don't want to sound cruel, but if you own a dog, you will die.
You got to find a way to feed them.
You don't have to find a way to feed them. And plus, they'll give away everything that you have. You'll never be able to hide from anybody or anything like that if someone's coming. The dog will always give you away. I mean, in survival, that's one of the things I used to teach the guys. Stay away from pets and stay away from animals. Do not get close to anything like that because they will give your position away and you will be captured or something will happen to you. It doesn't matter how much you love them, and it is sad, but your life is worth more than theirs is.
And most people won't see it right now. But
dogs will be, what they'll end up doing is they'll end up just being wild because some people will die off. And their dogs will become wild dogs after that. You know, I mean,
that's going to be one of the worst things. I guess in reading some of those survival books, one of the worst things I read was the fact that the dogs will turn wild.
Yeah, the dogs will turn wild.
Because their owners either passed away
or
they got away from their owners because the owners couldn't feed them.
Yeah.
And they run in packs. Dogs always have and they always will. They go
just
back
nature.
to nature.
Nature comes back out in them. Yeah. Even the most docile dog will turn wild.
Yeah. Somebody asked what I'm thinking for prayer for their cousin, I believe it's a veteran, not a veteran, but a veterinarian. I'll get it right in a minute. She was attacked by a dog today at her place. It was a dog that they had in quarantine, and she had her face all up in her shoulder. And they were not sure if it had rabies or not. They were checking for that. She asked for prayer today. So going along with that, even somebody's personal dog that was in quarantine for the day attacked somebody, so it's hard with animals. I mean, even our cows and chickens, if we couldn't feed them,
Yeah, well, it's going to be that way with lots of animals. I mean, anything we can't feed, we'll have to go. I mean, we'll have to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's why we downed a lot of our animals last year and the year before was because we saw what was happening and the amount of money we were spending in feed. And like last year, there's no way we could have kept all those animals in feed. We would have had problems.
Well, I mean, Hank ran away, but I mean, you stop and think about it. Hank was costing us $100. The vet bills, feed bills, things of this nature. his personal care and things of that nature, his dog house, building a dog pen, all that kind of stuff.
At least 100 a month.
He was costing us $100 a month. And when he ran away, I mean, it was sad, but we decided not to get another dog because, we just could use that $100 somewhere else on our homestead, more beneficial.
We did that with the turkeys. The turkeys were they were here and they were pretty, but we're not about pretty when it comes to that. We need something to eat, and we managed to just go ahead and down all the turkeys, and because we were feeding them, and they got to a certain size, and then turkeys just really don't grow anymore. And so we were just sitting there feeding them because he didn't want to have to deal with them right then. He had projects going on. So we were just feeding them. They weren't getting any bigger, but they were still eating.
Yeah, I mean, then we got rid of the pigs. We figured out with the pigs, it's just cheaper for us to go buy one pig. Like, we're probably going to be in the next month or so buying a pig, and we'll just feed it out through the fall and into the winter months, and we'll butcher it. That's a lot cheaper on us because now with Wanda and me, it's about every dollar. If I spend $5, I want it to make $10 back. I don't want to spend $5 and get $1 back. I want to spend $5 and get $10 back. I've always been that way. I don't believe in buying and spending my money on depreciating items or anything like that. There's financial ways to gain in this world, and that's not one of them by throwing your money in a bucket with a hole in the bottom of it.
Yeah. So we've got, I guess there's several that have asked for prayer.
Yeah, I've been watching the chat as they go by there.
So we really need to get off. And
yeah, we've been on here for an hour and a half almost, so it's about time for us to jump off of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if I. All right. Father, we thank you for the day you blessed us with. It's been such a wonderful day now. And Lord, we thank you for bringing us through another year of life. And we pray that we can have many more years of life. And we appreciate that from you. Father, we appreciate the fact that tonight we've had a good chat. Been a few trolls popping through here and there, but thank you for our moderators and the fact that they're really good at their job, Lord, and they've taken care of them. And Lord, it's just amazing how some people just live in misery and they want other people to be miserable with them. And so they feel like if they're a troll, it gives them some kind of power or something other, which is basic stupidity as far as I'm concerned. But I appreciate the fact you've given us good moderators tonight. Father, we thank you for the people who are not ashamed to step out and say, hey, I have a prayer request. I need prayer in this area for my wife. For my life. Some people want us to pray for their wives because Mr. Ferguson has lupus. I remember that one. And Lord, we pray for her and all the other ones that's been mentioned here tonight. So many have popped in and said, pray for this or pray for that. Remember this, remember that. And Lord, I'm going to pray for everybody tonight, whether it's physical issues, spiritual issues, financial issues, emotional issues. We have people, good friends of ours, Jen from the Nut House, looking for a homestead to purchase, and praying that you'll give them that place, and Father, that you'll heal all the others and give us grace and mercy where we need it at. May we just find happiness and kindness, Father. It seems like the world is just getting more hateful by the day, and Lord, I pray that we can find that peace and serenity that we're looking for. There's tremendous flooding going on, Lord, not only in the U.S., this is going on worldwide right now. And lots of places are just going underwater. They're flooding, and people are losing their lives and their possessions and everything, Father, and we're praying for them. And Father, the sun right now is in solar cycle 25, and it seems like it's really ramping up. We got a lot of sun flares that's just luckily not facing the earth at this point. If it was, we'd be back in the mid 1800s, Father. We're thankful that you put us on the right side of the sun during these solar flares that we're experiencing right now. And I'm just praying that tonight, as we lay our heads down to try to get a night's rest, that we can get a good night's rest. And Father, that all of us that are trying to prepare for the uncertain days that lie ahead, that you'll just bless our efforts and grant us the blessings of obedience, Father, so that we may have ample supplies to meet from season to season, Father. We will be careful to give you the honor and the glory and the praise for all things now. We ask this in Christ's name. Amen. All right.
All right. So I was trying to think.
Thank y'all tonight for all the happy birthdays. That has been very special.
And the super chats for your
and the
birthday.
super chats for the birthdays. I really appreciate that. Y'all have been more than kind and more than generous, and we really appreciate the fact that y'all show so much kindness and generosity.
Yeah. So, someone wants to know, how do you convince your spouse to sell her house in the city and move to the country? Some of that is not easy to do.
Sometimes that can be rather difficult. I had a friend here a while back who came over and he was wanting to build something, and he said his wife didn't want to build it. And he didn't know what to do. And he said it would help us to be able to have a great storage facility and all that. And I said, well, you can live by yourself and enjoy it, or you can live with your wife and, you know, and be happy with her. I said, so I would try to do a 50-50 split if it was me, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not worth the argument. I don't know. Because you could move to the country and your wife might not like the country, and then it's always going to be a miserable
if you move
time.
to the country, you may not like it once you get there. I mean, you got to stop thinking. Living in the country is not everything it's cut up to be. Me and Cuz talked about that, different ones. I think me and Billy's talked about that. When people get out in the country, they just don't realize you gotta really think ahead, because you're not right at a store where you can run and grab something.
Yeah. What's the key to happiness?
Knowing the Lord is the key to happiness.
And being
content in whatever Paul in the Bible said, in whatever state I'm in, therewith to be content. He said, I've learned to be happy with a little, and I've learned to be happy with a lot. So it's basically just being mentally happy and content with where you're at.
And we have, since we've been married, Danny and I pretty much, we don't argue. We talk about whatever we're going to talk about and then leave it alone, you know, and we make our decisions based on that, and we walk out on faith. That's our deal. If something's meant to be, then we go for it. If it's easy, if roadblocks keep coming up, then we back off and look at it and say, wait, what's going on? Why should we not do this? Yeah. And we found that that's been our way of life.
Yeah. And some good advice coming up here from different people. You know, you move to the country, there's problems in the country just like there are in the city. As a matter of fact, a lot of problems in the country is worse than they are in the city, because country people have a really strong sense of living the way they want to live, and they don't like nobody messing with it.
Yeah.
So don't bring your city ways to the country, because if you do, you're going to have problems.
Yeah. It's not always all it's cracked up to be. And there's so many things you have to look for that you wouldn't have never thought about. And then when you get there and you find them out, it's not all you're like, oh no. All right, we got to go.
All right. Yep, guys, we appreciate y'all for being on here tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, moderators. You have been very good tonight.
Yes, you moderators have done a fantastic job. We have a few trolls trying to pop in here. You know, it's just sad that people are just so miserable that they got to do that and feel like they have some kind of special powers by doing that. I don't know. It's a sad situation. Anyway, guys, we love y'all, and we will see you in the next video.